Hello, I am here with a weekly reading vlog. It is December 16th. So I think it's been like a month. I have not been doing good at all. I thought I would start this week with a new weekly reading vlog. I was going to try this new thing, and I might still do it, of reading series. And it is this one called The Echoes. I want to say it right, The Echo Saga by Philip C. Quantrill. And this is the third book in the series. I do have all the clips for the first two books, but I don't really have any b-roll, so it's just me like talking a lot of spoilers, and I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, so I'm going to think about it. But this is the third book. I am about 40% through, and I love it just as much as I loved the first two books. This is a 9-book series, and it has elves and dwarves and wizards and rangers and dragons and monsters and just like a whole bunch of stuff happening. It's a high fantasy world, and I don't even like know how to describe it correctly, so I don't know. Maybe I'll post that other video, maybe I won't. This one's kind of hard to talk about because it is the third in this series, but the whole series is kind of about, there's this villain named Valinus who's like an evil elf, and he's been in a slumber for 1,000 years, and the elves and the humans live on different continents now, but the elves kind of want to come back, take out all the humans, they're killing their world, and then they want to go to where Valinus is basically stuck in time and kill him for good. It kind of turns out that it's not the case, and there's like this huge quest that keeps going on, and we get all these cool characters. So I am in the middle of that. I might not talk about this that much, and maybe I will post that other video, but that one I am reading. And then I am also re-listening to my favorite book, which it seems I listen or read this every 6 months, and that is The Good Old Fourth Wing. I just love this. For some reason, it just makes me happy. I physically read it for the first time in January, and then this summer I listened to the graphic audio, and I'm listening to the graphic audio again, and I am that far through. I love this paperback. I just love the dragons on it. I'm like page 298. So I plan on finishing this week. I also do plan on finishing this week. I love that dragon. I love the covers of these books. They're really pretty. And then today I started a third book for some stupid reason. I started Lights Out. I'll have to pop a picture up because I don't physically own that. I'm reading it on Kindle Unlimited. And I don't know why I'm reading it, because I'm more of a fantasy person and not really into dark romance, but I keep hearing it pop up, and I'm like, I'm just gonna see what it is. It's not on Kindle Unlimited. I did have to buy it on here, so now I'm committed. It's really weird. Like, we all have our own tastes, our own genres, but so far I think it's really weird. It's about this ER nurse who's like in the trauma unit, so she's a trauma nurse. And then the male character is, it sounds like he's the son of a serial killer. I'm only on chapter 3. But he has a job where he works from home in like cybersecurity, basically, or tech, or whatever you want to call it. And then he also makes thirst traps on TikToks where he wears a mask, and she's like super into that. And there's this whole thing leading up to, there's a comment on one of his thirst traps, and he like knows of her in passing, and he really likes her, like stalker level likes her. And he has broken into her house, and we're gonna see if she was into that comment, and we all know she's gonna be. It's really weird. There's been a couple times while I've been reading this where I'm like, that's really weird. First of all, I don't have a TikTok, so I don't really understand how that works. I just don't have one. I don't know. Just don't. Probably I never will. But the idea of being a nurse, not even just a nurse, but like having your job and then saving thirst traps for you to go back to, and then commenting these things on the thirst traps seems really weird. It did say her account's private, so maybe like people can't see that, or maybe she doesn't have friends. And I don't know how it works, but like it seems really strange. like the concept of that, if like someone you worked with or in a professional setting like came across that, that'd be really weird. That'd be a hard one to explain. That really threw me off. And then, what is the main dude's name? I don't even know his name. The girl's Allie, Josh. It sounds like his father did some horrific things, so he's either like a murderer or he's a serial killer, and he's talking about how he keeps thinking he's gonna be a serial killer too, which I guess in that situation maybe you'd be thinking that, because he's also a very, my dog's doing something weird, he's also like a very, like, sounds like a spitting image of his father right now at the age he is, so he likes to kind of hide from the world. And like, he's a good looking guy, of course, you gotta be to get away with this level of weird. But he'll like make comments about things like, he just broke into her house and she has a cat, and he's like, am I gonna snap and strangle it? I was like, I don't think that's how it works. So he's like never, I don't know how old he is, I'm thinking they're in their mid to late 20s. Just because she'd have to go through nursing school and it'd have to be somewhere around there. But he's like never pet a cat. He won't have pets because he thinks he's going to kill them all, even though he doesn't have the urge to do any of these things. So he's written off psychopath, but he thinks he's a sociopath. And then he's just like into like hacking and breaking into, and he's like knows her whole life, even though he's never actually had a conversation with her. That's really weird. I'm just saying, no matter if you're cute or not, this is weird. Don't do this. This is strange. We'll see. I'm not gonna like, just because this isn't my type of reading, I'm just gonna try not to be horrible. I'm gonna laugh at it. I know I am. But you know, we each like our own. Some people love dark romance, some people only like fantasy. But that is probably what we're reading this week, is this little stack. Ooh. Drop that on the counter. Is this little stackaroo. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna read a little more of this because I am intrigued about where it's gonna go. And sometimes you just like reading what everyone's talking about. So I saw this on a Facebook page, it kept popping up, and then a couple YouTubers that I like kept talking about it. And I was like, and then I read it and I was like, no, I'm just not. I've tried. The last one I read was Does It Hurt? It's the same person who wrote Haunting Adeline, I think. And I will never read those because I read Does It Hurt? And I hate that book. And that's like a strong word because you never want to bash someone because it takes so much effort to write a book. But I do not like anything about that book. There's the shark scene, which if you know, you know. Both characters are horrible. I do like to say that the author had a good concept. Like, the idea of everything that's going on is great. Like, the sharks, the girl on the run from the authorities in America, she, like, comes to another country. Then they get stuck. A storm hits them, and they get stuck on this spooky island with a lighthouse and, like, this creepy lore. And it was, like, such a good idea. Like, there's so much to, like, go with that you could have made this really good, like, dark romance, spooky thriller kind of book, and it just did not happen. It was so much that I just kept missing the spicy scenes. Are you gonna keep moaning? Okay, no, he's quiet. He's just right there on the ground. That mess is my diamond painting. That's the one I finished. Oh, I don't know how to point, but you can see it. We're gonna stop. That's embarrassing. But I finished that one that's hanging up. I have to get a frame for it. And I tape it on that door, which is a little thing I have. And this is off tangent, but it doesn't peel when I stick it there until I get a frame. And now I'm working on another one by the same artist. We're not very far because it's twice the size. But anyway, I was talking about that book, and I don't know. It was a horrible book, and I don't want to read the other ones. Haunting Adeline doesn't seem like my vibe. This kind of seems like what I picture that as, so I'm okay. But that is a dark romance I've read, and then I've read the ones by, I don't remember what her name is, which makes me mad because I like her. She rewrote Anastasia, but I'm just like blanking really bad. I'll pop up a picture, but it was like they're both serial killers romance. We Are Sinners, I think that's what it's called. by Sophie Lark. Yes, that one. I actually did like those two. There's a little bit much at times, but I actually do like those two. I do like Sophie Lark's writing. So those are the only dark romances I've read, which kind of shows my vast knowledge. But I'm going to go check this out, maybe check in a little bit later, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, I am on my lunch break. I just wanted to do a little reading update. We got a little day here. We're shedding our tail, so, and our little nose, because we're getting so big. Oh, the other one's in the living room. But I wanted to check in. I have read so much of Lights Out. I started it yesterday, and I was like 15% when I came in and did my first check-in. And now I'm like 60% in. The spice is still too much for me. If you can hear that noise, that is Dracarys, my other bearded dragon, out running around. That's why I'm holding one of them. So I'm like 60% in now. It's a lot of spice for me. I don't love it, but I do like the characters. Like, I do like Allie and I do like Josh. I don't even know what it is. So kind of what it is, I know I talked about, is he wears a mask, breaks into her house because he's like a thirst trapper on TikTok, and she makes comments on his videos, and then one day he acts on them, and like he stalks her basically, and it's really weird. And I do find that it's just weird. And she like has an idea who it is, but now they've like killed somebody together. And like, just, we've gotten to that point, the idea of them, I want to know how they get away with it, you know, because they're clearly in it together now, and she's just figured out exactly who he was, even with the suspicions. I don't think it's like that bad. I don't know how I'm going to rate it because I don't like certain aspects of it, but I don't think it'd be fair to rate something just because I don't like dark romance parts. So I don't know if I'll rate it or not, but I do like the characters. I do like Allie. I do like Josh. I do like when they interact. It does make me laugh. I laugh a lot. I also do like Allie has a cat, and I do like those interactions as well. So there are parts I really do like. I don't really hate anything. I'm just not a huge dark romance person, so, but I don't dislike it. So we'll see. I'll probably finish it today or tomorrow. And it's like I think it's pretty decent so far. There is like that part that's the dark part, but then there is more that happens in it and more going on and stuff like that. Like, they both have histories. I know I talked a little bit about he's like the son of a serial killer, and then the reason she's a trauma nurse is because she was driving a car when her mom died and she couldn't save her. So like, there's more backstory to him, and this person that, sorry for spoilers, this person that they murdered, they kind of murder him accidentally because, weirdly enough, he's trying to break into her house too. And they like accidentally murder him. So now they're trying to cover that up, or I don't know what they're gonna do. But I'm just, everything's about to come full circle because we're at that 60 to 70% mark. I can't actually remember, but we're kind of there. And I want to see where it goes. So that's kind of my check-in. I'm going to make lunch and hang out, and then I'll be back this evening. Hey guys, I am here with Dracarys. It's Wednesday around lunch. I wanted to come in with a check-in. I really need to film myself just reading a little bit, but I just don't do that. I finished Lights Out. I haven't decided if I'm going to rate it or not yet. I didn't think it was a bad book. It's very, very spicy, so know that going into, but it wasn't horrible. Yesterday I talked about how it hit that turn where they had to get rid of a body. And sorry if I'm out of breath. I just was outside with Ted and running around, so just need to breathe. But they just had that body and they were going to get rid of it. And kind of everything after that just seemed to fall into too perfect of line. Nothing was wrong with it. It just wasn't what I was looking for. But I haven't decided yet. I might just leave it alone. But we finished that. There is a second book, not out yet. Maybe, we'll see. But I really didn't mind it. It wasn't bad. But But that is where we're with that. I have my, what is it? My Audible book I'm listening to for the full cast ones, the graphic audio for, my goodness, I'm just like brain fog. Fourth Wing, one of my favorite books, can't remember it. But I do have that graphic audio left. I have quite a bit of that one to finish. Not quite a bit, I'm like 60%, so not too much. Not ready for the ending. If we've read it, we know, cry every time. Don't expect any different for the third. And then I should finish my third book in the Echoes of Fate saga, because I really like it. So I might do that, but then at the same time I want to start another one, even though I don't need to read 3 books at once. But that is kind of where we're at. I'm going to eat lunch before I have to go back to work, and then I'm going to try to get some B-roll, because I haven't really done any of that. I might do some of my diamond art painting, even though I don't have the best setup for that. I've thought about buying like a little tripod more that moves and stands a little taller, so I don't have to, because right now it's on a little one, but I don't ever really balance it. I mostly just use it so my camera sits flat, and then I just prop it on different places. So I should do that, and that would help. But I think I might show some of my diamond painting, because I've been really into that. So that's my check-in. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, and I will talk to you later. Bye. It is Thursday morning. It's just like about 10 minutes to 6 a.m. I just thought I'd do a quick check-in. It snowed a ton last night, and it's still snowing. I'm gonna get dressed here and take Ted out for his morning little stroll. He'll probably love to play in the snow, but I thought I'd do a check-in. I am actually gonna go ahead and finish this book. I really like this series. I'm still debating if I want to post my vlog for the first 3 books. I feel like I could. I'm still going to keep this one in here just as I read it, because I don't have too much left. So I'll just say when I complete it, and then I can talk about the next thing we'll read. I am going to edit this tonight, which is Thursday, film a little bit tomorrow, and then I will be at my parents' house Friday night through Saturday for a Christmas. And I don't think I'm going to film any of that. So, sorry, I have like a little hiccup trying to come. It's like, I can feel it in my chest. But I don't think I'm going to film any of that. So my plan is to edit tonight, and then film a little bit tomorrow, and then add those last little bit of clips in, and then I can upload it. So I'm going to work on Relic of the Gods today. I have 2 more chapters in than this. So... want to see. Oh, I'm on part 3. On part 3, I am 241 pages in. And this one is just, is it just shy of 500 pages? 505 pages, so just over 500 pages. I know I talk about it all the time, but I love dragons. Like, ever since I was little, I love dragons. Like, the concept and anything, I think he's beautiful. But I'm gonna work on this. This is the 3rd book in a series. This gives me very Lord of the Rings vibe. It's not like the same storyline or anything, but just in the different like characters you get, and I don't even know what you call it, the different types of people you get. Like, I always forget what that's called, because you got your elves, your humans, and we have one dwarf right now. There's more, but he's the only one that showed up so far. And we got the dragons, and I'm ready for the orcs to come, because they were mentioned in the 2nd book. And I don't know why I'm pumped about that, but like, I just need them to show up again. So I'm gonna work on reading this. we'll see how today goes. I have a feeling today will be interesting. I don't know how cold it is right now, but it might be a busy day. But this is what we're going to read right now, and then we're going to pick something else after. That way I'm only physically reading one thing at a time. So that is my morning check-in, and sorry for the glare. My computer's like kind of providing a little bit of light right now. So that's my morning check-in. Happy Thursday. I will be back later.